Fortnite just cracked the code for keeping their game alive and potentially never being in a rut like they were a couple months ago ever again. The question is, will they use that solution? According to Epic Games themselves, over a 48-hour period starting this weekend, Fortnite had its highest number of new and returning players since this time last year. And yes, a lot of that has to do with the Simpsons collab and new season and whatnot, but things were already trending pretty quickly in the right direction for Fortnite in the weeks leading up to this. The common denominator that I'm seeing over the last few weeks of the previous season and the start of this new Simpsons season is the simplicity of the game, right? No medallions, no super crazy weapons or items or abilities. When the game is like that, it's a lot more welcoming to new and infrequent players who don't want to have to go through some sort of crazy learning curve to adapt to the current meta and then a week or two later feel like they're playing an entirely different game. But it's also especially more welcoming to the tens and tens of million returning players, a lot of which who fell in love with Fortnite years and years ago when it was a much more simple game. And keep in mind, when I say simple, I mean simple by Fortnite standards. Right, obviously Fortnite originally stood out for its creativity within the game and the genre. But there is a point where getting too abstract with the loot pool, movement, metas, things of that nature is objectively a bad thing. Right, this is not my own personal opinion on how the game should be. It's just a fact that every time this game's player count has started to dip, it's when they get a little bit too outside the box. And every time the player count spikes is when they sort of reel things back in a little bit. As always, you guys let me know what you think of this, and do you think Epic will keep this in mind moving forward?